If anyone rolls in, we are still talking about Jack and Lily, still missing, and I just have a couple of points, and then I will get out of here. What's up, crime crew? Hopefully, you guys come on in soon. I have a couple key points in the Jack and Lily case, and I also hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that tomorrow because there are extensive updates. What's up? It is Sunday and we are getting ready to head out soon, but the Jack and Lily case is everywhere and they're still missing. Carly, you're in Canada, I mean, it's big here. What's up, Julie Rock? How you doing? From Newfoundland, Canada. Allie Callie, what's up? All right, guys, you guys listen, I'm watching these searches happen. I'm keeping up on it, and there are a lot of things that I have to talk about tomorrow. We probably have another good hour and a half to 2 hour episode tomorrow, just because there's so much, guys. And I first thing that kind of triggered me yesterday on this case is I was looking at the Amber Alert, and I kept thinking, why does Malaya, the mom, keep talking about the Amber Alert? I wanted to get an Amber Alert. I asked for it, and I'm thinking, is it something that they do different in Canada? Hey, what's up, Danny from the UK? Okay, so listen, here's the thing. I'm thinking, is it different in the UK? Or not in the UK, I said that. I'm sorry, in Canada. And then I looked it up. I looked up the Amber Alert, and guys, there are strict policies. Yes, Carly, that's just one of them. They need proof of abduction. They need to know who the last time the children were seen with, like who it was. They need a description of the car, the truck, there's some really strict standards for an Amber Alert. And yeah, car, a person, descriptions, when, what, where, why, and I don't think law enforcement is looking at this case as an abduction or as a case that somebody from the outside did something and took off with them. Now, the Amber Alert you have in Canada has strict rules. They all have strict rules, and I got to tell you, if the law enforcement treats the case like that, let's say we find out later that Malia is having some postpartum, something bad happened with the kids. Let's just say it was her, or even I'm going to talk about a suspicious neighbor in a minute. Let's say it was her or they put out a vulnerable person alert, but Malia wanted an Amber Alert, and you can't do an Amber Alert without strict rules. And I haven't even got to the second part yet. The second part is, if this ever is, let's say we find the kids and they're missing, but they're no longer alive and they have a suspect, and you go to court, all right, you go to court, and the defense says, hey, wait a minute. Law enforcement had an Amber Alert out, and here was the who, what, when, where, and why. Now you have another potential, not only suspect, but you have a way to point away from the suspect that's on trial, you guys. All right. So, yeah, silver alerts for vulnerable seniors. Understand all that. But once something twists here in the case, then you're going to have a pointing the finger at this person and that person and saying, well, the police did an Amber Alert, guys. They did an Amber Alert. So you need to be pointing over here because police say it was an abduction. And now you're charging my client with murder or whatever it's going to be. All right. So think about that. We're going to talk about it more tomorrow, about more of the details on what. But it just occurred to me, I was watching the Lori Vallow trial, and police officers originally closed the case of Charles Vallow, saying it was self-defense. All right. So after they said it was self-defense, then they come back and they're trying Lori. Now Lori Vallow says, wait a minute, law enforcement talked to us, they ruled us out, we had extensive conversations. What are you talking about? They ruled it as a self-defense case. So it's hard to really go back. All right. What's up, Exquisite? How you doing, Sadie's mama? You can't mess up that bad as law enforcement and then go back and say, "Well, never mind. Even though we did an Amber Alert and we gave you this extensive description, well, at our second thought, no." Okay? So, I know it's Sunday. I'm glad to see the people that are in here. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. I'll be back tomorrow to talk about this case even more. But another thing, there's a suspicious neighbor that I want to talk about as well. And I call it a suspicious neighbor because there's some statements that he made and he cast suspicion. And I'd like to look farther into the suspicious neighbor, but he says, I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know they had children. And there's some really sus things about this neighbor that I want to get into more detail, but I think it's going to be better suited for tomorrow when I can visually show you guys, like I do, what I'm talking about. I am definitely enjoying my Sunday. We're getting ready to we're heading out. We're actually driving right now. We're driving up um to the pool and yeah, we'll be back later, but I just can't stop thinking about this case and doing research on it and watching everything, and I really want to get whatever justice that there is. If justice is finding Jack and Lily and maybe a neighbor kidnapped them and they're okay, then that would be good. If we find a clue as to what happened, that will be good. Anything we can find, folks, about Jack and Lily is what we want to do here on Guilty of Crime and with all of you. So we're going to keep on bringing that case. I'm not going to stream it every day, you guys. I am going to cover the London Thomas case this week. I'm going to cover the exorcism in San Jose on the 2-year old. I have another case in the UK I might cover this week. But I have lots of cases this week, but I have to go with Jack and Lily first because of the new search efforts and the new information that I think is relevant to talk to you guys about. What's up, Chris Cutie? Good to see you, my friend. Seashore gal girl. All right, so great week coming, you guys. I love you all. Thank you for coming and being here. I don't have shades on, as you can see, so it's one of the few times you can see me. Lights went out, which means that's my cue to go. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for having the mods here. Carly, you're on top of it. Gloria, good to see you, my friend. Love you all. I will see you tomorrow. What's up, Spectral? Peace out, guys. I'll see you soon. My lights are out, which means I'm out.